Yo guys, good morning. We are heading to the Project Cars 2 live event today, which is in London, which is apparently 200 and odd miles away. So it's going to be about a 4-hour drive. Hopefully you get some footage of that drive, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're going to go in the 370 today, which I'll probably have to take you on a guide tour around at some point. But let me just show you the interior quickly. There we go, we got the Z. And then we got, you can see it's 10 degrees. There's the mileage, there's the old rev counter, we got the map, there's the time. Let's see how we get on this journey. Yo guys, we're halfway, we're at the M6 toll, or the services to the M6 toll at least, and yeah, it's going right, it's a bit rainy now, but I want to show you something, right? When I started, this fuel on the car, because I filled up just in the village I live in, said 356 miles. Check this out, we're over 100 miles into the journey. Look at that! It's 427, we've hardly used any fuel. This car is magical, it gains fuel as you drive. It's unbelievable, I don't know what else is on here. Look, it's gone up to 13 degrees now. MPG has gone up by about 1.2, so it's on 26.5 now. Let's see what we can get that up to. Look, it's going up. It just fills itself up. 431 now. Unbelievable. Right, but let's carry on now. All the way to Mercedes-Benz World for the Project Cars 2 live event. See you then. So guys, we've arrived finally at Mercedes-Benz World. Traffic was horrendous. Oh, not as bad. At Heathrow was quiet, weirdly. But yeah, take a look in front. Take a look in front of me, if I can speak, and you'll see Mercedes-Benz World. Check that out. We're in the additional parking because it is fairly busy. I suppose let's go inside. Let's find out what's going on. So guys, I thought I'd just talk over this little bit just to explain where we are, where the drivers, for example. So you can see what the race is happening on a big screen there. We're actually in the Mercedes-Benz Cinema World, and just in that bottom left, you can see that the drivers, well, of that footage anyway, the drivers sat down there. We don't actually get to see the drivers race. In fact, we weren't even allowed to see where the drivers were racing. They were on pods in the background, actually in another room across the hall. Kind of interesting. I personally would have liked to have watched the drivers in action, seen their reactions, you know, hands going up, whatever it might be, in terms of the racing enthusiasm, the attitude they have potentially. But as you can see, we still get the full action here. We have the commentators there, Luke and Matt, down in the bottom right hand side. And we got to watch that live at least. And it was really good action, to be fair. We have obviously the multi-class series with this. So if you watched any of the SMS-R races that we were involved in, fortunately we didn't actually make the final. We just here spectating. We have the GT3 class Mercedes AMG GT3 cars, which is the Pro Series, which is a team event. So basically it was your team that was going to win, not an individual driver. And then you had the Challenger Series, which was a driver based event, and that means there was 2 trophies as well. One for the best team in terms of Pro Series, one for the best team in terms of the touring cars, and it was good racing. I suppose the only bad part I found was that there was a big delay between each race as they figured out all the penalties and such. I suppose that's a nice thing about other events. Potentially they don't do that, but here money is on the line, so it is kind of critical to get it right. Here's a look at some of the trophies though as well, and then I'm going to leave you with a little talk from Andy Tudor and Joe Barron and the celebrations, and then I'll see you with the room tour.
Knew that there were some really fast people out there, and that's why we made the community event module as part of Project Cars, because we thought if we provide you guys with a system that will let you prove how fast you are, then we will be able to curate, all you guys will be able to come together. And even in those very first community events, we saw a few people are in this room, and some people who haven't, some people who've been and gone. And then over time, with Project Cars, we then started to think, well, actually, these people who are really, really fast, maybe we should put them together into an organised event. So we did that with season 1, and that went really well. And that's why we then went to Logitech and Nvidia back in the day, and did season 2.
It seems like years ago.
That's exactly. That was one, right?
I know remember the genetic competitions.
There we go. Yeah. So we've been through this every single year, every single season, every single game that we're doing, and growing it so that we can get to situations like this where we've got people whooping and cheering for virtual, racing, and we've got you guys who can talk endlessly about
nothing sometimes.
Endlessly about virtual racing when we never had that. It was just me trying to get the word out there that racing esports is going to be a thing. So we started that off, as you said, years ago, and now look where it is now. There are other titles out there which are also doing esports, and when we originally started, an entry point into real motorsports was karting, and karting is quite expensive. You've got to have the machines itself, you've got to have parents who are willing to take you around the country, you've got to have all the maintenance and everything, all the trailers and all that kind of stuff as well, and then the time it takes to dedicate yourself to actually doing it. And now, 5 years later, I'd say, we're now starting seeing you guys are actually taking over from karting being an entry level into motorsports. There's a number of stories out there of people getting actual seats in actual cars out in the real world. So, even if you don't want to do that, I hope that you enjoy the actual virtual racing itself and find it to be fun and exhilarating, because it's certainly a spectacle for us to watch on YouTube.
I just feel tired, so I don't know how these guys are doing. It's been a long day and I haven't driven anything. So yeah, it's been amazing to watch these guys at their best again. It's been a real thrill again this year to see challenges getting picked up by teams, which in the past was always something we wanted to do, and have these guys get scouted and signed up. And usually it's at the end of the championship, and then we had Christian and Alexander going into Fernando Alonso's team after one race this time around before they got signed up. So to see that progress as well, that they're getting noticed that quickly, and we're sure these guys will be fighting for a spot in Pro Class next time.
Absolutely, it's great to see the progression of the esports, and yeah, it's really good to hear the stories. I've been involved from pretty much day one, so it's incredible how much we've grown. But we have got you down here for a reason. We are going to officially announce our results here for the SMS-R 2019. They're just going to pop and get the old trophies. The results are here. So our champion on the Challenger Series is Tidgney! So we're just welcoming Andy back down. Andy's going to present the trophy here to Tidgney. So congratulations to him. Oh, nice little hug there. But again, our Challenger champion, the SMS-R here we go then, guys. We've had the challenges. It's now time for our pro champions. So without further ado, the 2019 SMS champions will not be announced because only the points. So officially, the points then. Veloce James got the most points today with 27. VP Gaming with 25. And here we go. The SMS. Oh my God, they're making us hold on here. The SMS 2019 Pro Championship winning team are VP Gaming! The game after so many years are finally a Project Cars major.
Gone down. Oh, you pulled it up.
Superb, guys, well done. To present the trophy then to TVP is Joe Barron.
So guys, that's the end of the Project Cars 2 event. I'm going to have to be a bit quiet, it's very late at night, in fact it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, travelling all day. But yeah, end of the Project Cars 2 event. Interesting, could have done with the time between races being a bit shorter in my opinion, but you know, the atmosphere in the last race was pretty incredible to be honest. So congratulations to VP for being team champions, pro champions, and Kaki for obviously getting that win in the challenges as well. Kaki especially showing some serious dominance in the challenger class, was really far ahead, while the pro racers obviously were very close at the end. Isaac and James fighting till the very end there. So yeah, pretty good to be fair. I hope you enjoyed this little mini vlog of that event. Obviously it's a bit weird that I'm not competing, but yeah, it's good to go to these events as well. But before we disappear, I'm staying in a hotel tonight because I'm going to Blancpain tomorrow, which is a separate video. Let's do a room tour like we do on the GT Sport World Tours. Let's have a look. So, as you can see, we have a bed. Standard, of course. It's a pretty nice room, this, to be fair. Got it on a pretty cheap discount as well. Got very large windows. It's double windows, basically. Doesn't look out to anything in particular other than a tree. And then, oh, look guys, now this, guys, obviously we don't normally stay in England, but look, we have proper stuff. Look, Tidgney, I mean it's not the greatest, not Yorkshire tea, but proper tea bags and a kettle and oh. See, you know you're staying in a British hotel, woo! I've literally just bought that, it cost me £4, but I need water. I've literally got brandy? What's that madness? Crazy. What's in here? Storage space, as per usual. No lights in this one. Obviously we don't really do that in the UK, unlike many other countries where we do put lights on. Absolutely humongous telly. Ooh, focus, there we go. Another side table and the bathroom. Very bright bathroom. Shower into the bath, not the greatest things, I like walk-in showers personally, but ooh, focus, there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much the room, you know, friendly, better than the one in Paris, that's for sure. But obviously I'm paying for this, P-cards aren't, because it's all because I'm going to Blancpain tomorrow. I didn't fancy a 4-hour drive back as well. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little video, as I say. Hopefully there'll be more stuff soon from other world tours. Of course we've got the Nürburgring, maybe other events of Project Cars 2 as well, but it's been good meeting all the guys there, some new faces I've never met before, some guys from different sims of course that I potentially might not ever see or meet again, but great meeting you. I say congratulations to VP and Kaki, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao. Oh yeah, and here we have, I'm going to go further back here. Got to get your big head in. Right, there we go.